Tony Katz, Facebook, Tony Katz Radio, and America's crazy, and that's why you can have girls in the Boy Scouts. There's no other way to describe it. There's no other way to explain it. There is no rational thought that says you should have girls in the Boy Scouts. This isn't sexism. This isn't somehow patriarchy. Those are laughable concepts in this case. These are the Boy Scouts. And they're allowed to be Boy Scouts with other boys. It's absolutely okay to have an organization just dedicated to boys. Like it's okay to have an organization just dedicated to girls. Like it's okay to have an organization just dedicated to men. Like an organization to women. Like an organization to Jews. Like an organization to Christians. Like an organization to Muslims. Like an organization to black people. It is absolutely, positively fine. And every other concept that says, well, that's really not right, or that could be seen as offensive, or that's exclusionary, is laughable. Because you should be able to start your own organization too. The Boy Scouts have announced their plans. The board of directors, they voted unanimously. Unanimously, that is meaning with everyone being crazy, to welcome girls into the Cub Scout program, and they're going to have a scouting program for older girls that will enable them to earn the rank of Eagle Scout. Now, I'm pretty sure the Girl Scouts are wicked pissed about this, right? Like, they're angry about this, if only because, hey, you know, we've got an organization. What is this all about? But the real story here is that somehow we think that this is about equality. This isn't about equality. This isn't about equality at all. This is about saying that there can be no creation of an organization just for one group of people, or the group of people we don't think should be able to have an organization all by themselves. They're boys. They're allowed to be around other boys, learning about how to be men. It's totally fine. It's absolutely rational. They don't need to have girls around them. That's okay. They're allowed to say, no, this isn't for you. This is for us. And girls are allowed to do the same thing. You know, I used to be a believer in the public accommodation, right? The idea that the Supreme Court saying that you have to serve all who come into the restaurant or in the shop, whatever. Then I saw how they treated bakers who said, listen, I don't want to make a cake for a same-sex marriage. It goes against my religious beliefs. And there are people out there who think you should be able to force the baker or force them out of business. And that's when I stopped believing in the public accommodation. It really happened when designers said, I'm not going to dress Melania Trump, the first lady. I'm not going to put her in an outfit of mine. Oh, ain't going to happen. Well, of course they can decide not to. And then we should know who they are, and then people will decide to or not to buy their clothing. And if somebody doesn't want to make a cake for a same-sex marriage, they should be more than entitled to. And then we can decide whether or not to shop at that establishment. Right? I don't believe in the public accommodation anymore. The public accommodation is a ridiculous concept. People should be allowed to be as wonderful or as awful as they choose, and others can make that decision for themselves. But a group of boys can't get together and be boys. A group of girls can't get together and be girls. We have to have this forced inclusion to somehow think that we're decent. They were decent before. They're decent now. A group of kids can get together who are all boys and be decent. And those who say otherwise are just wrong. And they have to be the minority voice in America that is given no weight at all. There's nothing wrong with a group of boys getting together. There's nothing wrong with a group of girls getting together. And it's okay that we recognize that they're different, because boys are different than girls, and girls are different than boys, and men are different than women, and the list goes on and on. We're different. Maybe they act differently. Maybe they handle themselves differently. Maybe they learn at a different pace at that age. Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, that's okay. Let's not force them into a level of uncomfortable. Allow them to be people who learn. This is disgusting. Prediction, Boy Scouts won't be here in 10 years. It's over. They wanted to end the organization. This is the way that you do it. And I know that there are going to be plenty of people who pull their kids out of Scouts, because this isn't what they want. This social engineering nonsense garbage claptrap isn't what they signed up for. Their children are not social experiments. They're allowed to be around other boys. It's completely and totally fine. I'm Tony Katz.
I think I'm done with carnivals.